Hello, I am Jack.
And my name is Mac, and we're students of the Davis Academy.
We're fourth graders at Davis Academy.
Our project is in the game design, the digital game design category.
And we use Scratch, which is a drag and drop programming.
Here it is. So it's a world called Squirrel Mania. It says you're in Squirrel Mania, where squirrels rule. Try to find the creators, which are hidden. This uses a variable to, it says how many players are playing, no more than 2. For the start, we'll say 1. Just click 1 and return. So this is a basic Mario. If you shoot, when you press space to shoot, if you shoot, nothing will happen.
But if you shoot on the squirrel,
it will. Go ahead.
It will blow up. See, because squirrels are taking over all of the video games, and we tried to stop them.
So this one is not really a video game. It's a groundhog game where you hit the groundhog.
Go for it.
So.
And it's randomized, so you can never figure out.
There's no, if this goes on forever, you'll never be able to memorize it. It's random. Got it. Did I get it?
Yes.
So this is our hardest level. It's a maze here.
Wait, I'll just switch that.
It's a maze. You see there's a squirrel, and if he hits the wall
or the side, like
he'll start back over. It's
not a maze where you try to find the middle. It's a maze where if you mess up, you have to restart.
So it's less. It's very easy to find the middle and find your path to the middle. It's more video game control, and learning how to be able to control the computer without.
And this part, I'd say, is probably the hardest. This part, if you keep on going straight, you're gonna hit the wall.
Hit this part or this part. So if we let the computer design it, then it would be exactly straight and pretty easy to do. So we drew it all.
And this wall, if you just go up, you're guaranteed to hit the wall.
So if you touch the red of the acorn,
so you win.
And if we go to this screen, so here is a ending screen. You find the creators, and we have these masks on. There's actually photos of us that we colored on. And if you click them,
you
like that. Back to the beginning. If we go back to the beginning, you switch the backdrop back to the original backdrop. And there's also a 2-player version if you're playing with a friend. So to do this, you just type in 2, enter.
And it is a Pong version with squirrel tails and a nut. And you don't want the nut since it is rotten, so you try not to get it in your cave, aka the red spot.
You see the player points at the bottom, which is a variable that can be changed. Twice in the game, you can press a button and you will shoot out a tail to try to destroy it, to try to knock the.
So mine are smaller, but they are more powerful.
Yeah, they knock it further. So he has his 2 turns. I had used my 2 turns, so it won't actually let us do
more than 1.
2. So,
okay, we'll just.
It's pretty difficult because it's completely randomized where it goes. See, I got out. And when you lose a point, it will speed up the process of the acorn moving so that you're not playing for hours because both people are too good.
First 1 to 2 points loses.
When you shoot, they will. Here, let's see if you can see. The tails are here and there. Those, if the acorn hits it, it'll move, so it changes the field and makes it easier to play. The more times you hit it, the more tails will come out.
Yeah.
So now we both have 1 point. Now it's even faster, and he loses.
And now the points are moving.
So that signals the end of the game. The main piece of code is Sprite 1, or the target. Sprite 1 does everything. It sends out the broadcast to all the other sprites on when to move. It
It does
these are the
when touching the squirrel, then it broadcasts I hit the squirrel. If hitting Mario, it broadcasts Pizza Tuesday.
They're all names that have to do with the things. But the most important part about this game is the backdrop. So the backdrop, when you start, you type in 1, and it says, when space is clicked, ask how many players are playing. That's what it said in the very, very beginning. So we go back to the very beginning. This is how many players are playing. This is broadcasted by the backdrop. It says if answer equals 1 when you type it, then broadcast A.
And if answer is B, then broadcast B.
Or if answer,
well, if answer is 2, broadcast B.
And B and A will go out to all of the sprites. And for some of the sprites, it'll make them hide because they're not in that type of game. And for some of the sprites, they will show because it's now their turn to play.
Very cool. All right, amazing, guys. All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. What inspired you to create this game? And really, very specifically, how did you come up with the squirrel theme?
So originally the game was different. There was a normal Mario and a normal groundhog, and there was a squirrel in the maze. But we, as we were doing this,
we noticed that all of the levels are not too connected.
they're not related in any way. So we decided, we picked the squirrel theme because that was the most fun to play. And we made it all squirrel themed. And
So it kind of tied it all together?
it tied it all together.
Okay, that makes sense. How did you address any copyright issues?
So all of our photos, we either drew them ourselves, used the Scratch library, or pulled them from Creative Commons, which is a website that pulls images from other search engines, and it ensures they're not copyrighted, so we're not violating any copyright rules of this game.
Great, okay. And what was the most challenging part of this project?
I think that the backdrop, like maybe, because we had to keep track of all of the broadcasts and all of the so that we didn't do B for A and A for B.
The backdrop, it has
All of these.
7 different backdrops. Most of them, or some of them you see, a bunch of them you don't see, but they are sending signals to other backdrops.
Okay, very cool. And what was the easiest part of this project?
Probably our faces.
The easiest part of the project, and probably the most fun part of the project, was
Vandalizing our faces.
doodling on our faces, going from the original photo of ourselves, and spend maybe 10 minutes coming up with how we can change our faces.
Okay, excellent. And if you were to do this project all over again, what might you do differently?
We probably put a credit screen on the end with links to all of the photos that we did from Creative Commons.
Okay. And what really attracted you to doing a digital game in Scratch in the first place?
So last year, we entered the tech fair and we won, but then we lost in the other
In
competition.
the States level.
And looking back to that, it was really easy to memorize all the patterns because it was just some person chasing someone going in a triangle, pretty much.
So we decided to evolve that game into this game.
And the Mario level is based off of our last game.
Before last year, what gave us the whole idea of Scratch is we took a Scratch camp together, and from there we learned about the basics of Scratch. Since then, we've both taken additional Scratch classes and talked to experts and evolved our knowledge of Scratch.
Excellent. Okay, boys. Well, it's wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, maybe the nut.
Oh yes, this nut and the nut that this is the nut for the paddle game. There's also a nut for the maze that isn't even a sprite. The nut from the maze was copied and pasted into the backdrop. So instead of having hundreds and hundreds of different sprites that each had different codes, we just stuck most of them to the backdrops and organized it. In addition to that, I think we're pretty proud of the fact that many games you'll press different keys for the sequences to happen. This game, there are very few keys that you have to press. Other than that, it's all one thing broadcast to another, and it moves very smoothly.
So you really thought about the usability experience.
Yes. And how we said that the gopher was random. Also, the nut, how we push it around in the Pong game is also randomized.
Pick random, -25 to 25. So the screen is 240 sectors wide and 180 sectors tall, but we didn't want it going way off to the side, so we pick random -25 to 25, give it a range of 50 different positions it could end up in.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.